New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Black father would not face charges after he fired shots at police officers that he mistook for intruders in his Florida home in February. The Office of the State Attorney for the First Judicial Court of Florida announced last month that the attempted murder charges brought against Mr. Corey had been dropped. After conducting a full review of the incident, authorities determined that there was not enough evidence to prove that Corey had known that he was firing at law enforcement who arrived at his Pensacola, Florida home to serve a search warrant. Quote, careful review of the case has determined that there is insufficient proof to establish beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Corey knew that he was firing at police. Knowledge is an essential element of the offense. Lawyers for Mr. Corey, who argued that prosecutors not charge their client from the beginning, welcomed the news in a statement stating that the arrest should not have occurred in the first place. Quote, if officers with the Pensacola Police Department had simply taken a moment to fully evaluate the situation, he wouldn't have been arrested in the first place. Mr. Corey is completely innocent and deserves to have his record cleared and his good name restored. The road to restoration could be a rough and bumpy one for Corey, who was placed on paid administrative leave by his employers, Navy Federal Credit Union, after he was arrested for the attempted murder of a police officer. The family describes Corey as a licensed gun owner with no felonies on his record. All right, so now you heard the very awesome and the great news that took place for Mr. Corey. This is also what they stated that took place when the original story first broke. At 5 a.m. on February 3rd, Corey fired a shot at SWAT team members that entered his home, prompting a detective to return fire. No one was injured by the gunfire. Corey surrendered quickly and told officers that he was sorry, but he was arrested for attempted murder of a police officer. During the incident, his 1-year-old son, who was placed in a patrol vehicle, was severely injured after he fell out of the car when an officer opened the door. Corey's family has announced that it plans to sue the Pensacola department and others in relations to the case. The father survived. I'm happy that the young boy, his son, survived as well. This should, in a sense, show you that no matter what takes place, that in the hands of police, a variety of things can transpire. If it doesn't happen directly to you as a black man properly defending his home and his family, then they will, in a sense, take it out directly on your children, as you were able to hear in the story of his young son falling directly out of the police car by way of police after the door was opened. And the other interesting thing is that normally whenever these stories transpire, you would hear a lot of, oh, I support the police is right, and all of these other. Magically, there's none of that. Magically, there's complete silence directly on that. I forgot. I know why there's silence, because everybody is focused on celebrities, right? Everybody is focused on everything going on in the Ukraine and stuff of that nature. So whenever stories like this come up, when it deals with black people defending themselves legally, magically, you're going to hear some silence. But then every now and again, you'll just so happen to hear some people, oh, since they in a sense didn't charge him for anything, for coming after law enforcement, they're in a sense okaying these actions, which means that you're going to have other copycat, right? So even when, right, black people are seen as doing the right things, you will still have people that will decide that they want to try to spin the narrative, and they want to try to pin or blame black people for anything that may occur or happen directly after what was stated here, by way of the fact that this legally carrying black man who stood his ground, that was defending himself and his family, shot at what he felt and thought were intruders, because more than likely they did not have the proper type of gear. They did not properly identify themselves. They just tried to bum rush and do whatever it is that they wanted to do, because they were like, well, we're law enforcement. We know that we're law enforcement. You don't have to know who we are. You just have to say what we do, because we're the ones that have the weapons. So, like I said before, this is very important. And this is why, as I've stated before, that people need to know their rights, need to know their laws and everything else that involves their state, their town, their city, wherever you live, so that you can properly defend yourself if a time comes when you have intruders showing up at your residence and you're not sure who they are. You should know, right, within your rights, within reason, that you legally have the right and the option to protect yourself and stand your ground. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about the story and everything that was stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.